What does the home buying process look like? That is a question I often get from buyers, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. We're going to go over 9 steps of the home buying process from the buyer consultation all the way to the closing table. My name is Jennifer Sesma, and I'm an associate real estate broker at Beach and Bartolo Realtors in Chatham, New York. If you find this video valuable or you learn anything new, all I ask is that you hit the thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more. If you'd like to connect, you can book a call with me at a time that's convenient for you by using the first link in the description. The home buying process, we will go over in much more detail during your buyer consultation. But just to give you a high level overview, we're going to go over 9 steps today that we can break the entire process down into. In terms of how long this time frame is, the search can really vary wildly. It really depends on how quickly it takes you to find a house. But from an accepted offer to the closing, you are looking at an average of 45 to 60 days in New York. That's where we are located, in the Hudson Valley specifically, and within Columbia County. So it could be longer if there are hiccups along the way, could be shorter if there's not a lot of contingencies. So we're talking on average 45 to 60 days from the accepted offer in this part of New York. The first step in the process is to contact me and to set up a buyer consultation. During the buyer consultation, we're going to get started with this entire process. We're going to outline the whole process. We will answer all questions you have. We'll go over all the forms that are involved in purchasing a home so that you're really clear on the process and what to expect along the way. Simultaneously, or in step number 2, you want to tackle finances, which is the second step. Some people start with finances and then they contact an agent. So step 1 and 2 can really happen in either order, or they can happen at the same time. But step number 2 is finances. So here's where you want to obtain a pre-qualification letter minimally from a lender. If you're really serious, you want to upgrade that to a pre-approval letter. And if you're purchasing with cash, you'll need to pull together documentation of proof of funds. And that is usually a bank statement showing that you have the funds available to cover the purchase price of the property. You'll also want to review with your lender when you get your pre-qualification letter or pre-approval letter what additional costs you can expect to incur for closing costs. Step number 3 is where we're really going to get into it. During your buyer consultation, we talked about your search criteria, your wants and needs. So during your search phase is where we really get into previewing potential properties, and it always starts online. So I have set up for you a search, which is sending you listings that match your criteria via email. I can also set up for you a client portal where you can go in online and view listings directly and do your own searches. And then you can also use whatever third-party app is your favorite. So Zillow, Realtor, Redfin, Homes.com, any of those sites or apps that you enjoy using, you can continue to use to preview properties online. Once you have identified a property that you are really excited about, then we're going to schedule showings in person and get into those homes and view those properties in person. Once you have identified a property that you want to make an offer on, we're going to move into step 4, which is making an offer. We're going to work together to write an offer to purchase your favorite property. We will most likely be negotiating terms on the offer with the seller. And once you have an accepted offer, you will most likely be sending in an earnest money deposit of 1 or 2%. Once you have an accepted offer, things start to move really quickly. We're going to move straight into step number 5, which is the inspection period. It's usually about a 2-week window of time where you have the opportunity to conduct your home inspection and any other due diligence that you're looking to conduct on this property. If any issues come up in the inspection, We may need to resolve and negotiate those issues with the seller. So it could involve repairs or credits. So we'll go over all that, but that all has to happen during the inspection period. Once we have resolved any of those issues and you're ready to move forward, we're moving into step 6 now, which is under contract. In this part of New York, we typically go under contract after inspections. Depending on where you are in the state, you can actually go straight to contract from your accepted offer. Your attorney and the seller's attorney have finalized all of the details on the contract, and it's now ready to be signed by you and the seller. So you're going to sign the contract, and you're most likely sending in an additional deposit at this point in time. We'll give you directions on where that needs to be sent. Once you're under contract, you really need to make sure that you have completed your loan application pretty quickly. It's usually within 5 days of being under contract if you have not completed it already. If you are planning on ordering a survey, now is the time to get that ordered so that the surveyor can get to work. It can take several weeks for that to be accomplished. And your attorney will also be ordering a title search, which can also take several weeks to complete. Now moving into the finance period. During the finance period, your lender is going to order the appraisal, and you are going to obtain homeowners insurance. If you have not done so already, you will be prepaying for the first year of homeowners insurance, and you then have to provide proof of that homeowners insurance to your lender so that they can complete the underwriting process. During the financing period, it's a pretty quiet on your end. You're in a waiting game, but there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes, from the appraisal to the title search, and the lender is underwriting your loan at this point in time as well. What we're waiting for are the coveted words, which take us into step number 8. You're clear to close. So we're waiting for the lender to give you the clear to close, which means you have satisfied everything you need to do for the lender, and we can now move to schedule closing. Your attorneys are going to schedule the closing. You will receive a closing statement, which will outline all of the different monies that are moving and where they're going. And most importantly, how much money you need to bring to the closing table. And then that will either be wired over to the attorney, or you'll bring it in the form of a cashier check to closing. Then the final step is our closing day. So we've been waiting for this day to come, and it is finally here. So on the closing day, we're conducting a final walkthrough of the property, making sure that the property is in the exact same condition that it was last time you saw it, which was probably during your home inspection. If there were repairs that were supposed to have been made, we're inspecting to make sure that those were completed. And once we're satisfied with the final walkthrough, we're then leaving and we're going to the closing table. At the closing is where you're going to meet with your attorney, and most likely attorney on the other side. The bank's attorney will also be there, and the seller could potentially be there as well. So a lot of paperwork that you're going to go through with your attorney to sign. And then once you have signed everything and the funds have been confirmed to have been moved and received by the seller's side, then you will receive your keys, and congratulations, you are officially a homeowner. So that's it. Just 9 easy steps from start to finish of the home buying process, from your buyer consultation, step number 1, all the way through step number 9, your closing day. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments below, or you can also book a call with me in the link in the description.